Thank you for tuning into my new channel here. So I did just start this channel. This is my first video. Guys, I'll be the first to admit to you, I have a lot to learn. This is all new to me. You know, I'm sure I'll get better at talking, explaining things, taking videos, editing, etc. Got a long way to go, a lot to learn, but I hope you guys will stick with me through that because I promise we're gonna be bringing some good content your way. I wanna talk about the reason that I kinda wanted to start this channel. So, like I said, I love working on trucks. I always have. My first truck was a 2006 Dodge Ram. That's pretty much where I learned everything. But most of my friends, when I was in high school, had these Duramaxes. And I learned the platform at a pretty young age. I was always around them. I loved driving them. I loved riding in them, whatever. So I finally was able to get one and get rid of my other trucks. I learned a lot of good stuff from the other two trucks I had. I also had a Ford Ranger. That thing was a nightmare. Besides my vehicles, you probably know my good buddy Mark, who has, right now he's got an LLY and he's got his 2015 build. You guys can't miss that thing. I'm sure most of you guys know who I'm talking about. He's been my best buddy for quite some time now. We work on trucks all the time together. I'm sure a lot of you guys know his LB7 that he had. I helped him almost with just about everything on that thing. We did injectors on it. I painted just about everything you see on this truck here. Again, that's a story for another time that we'll get into. My painting days are over. So let's get into a little bit about mine. This is a 2006 LBZ Duramax. I got this truck last spring, so it's about 10 months old right now. Everything you see that is painted, I painted myself. As you can see. A little bit about the engine here. So when I bought the truck, it had PPI tunes on it, had a 3-inch downpipe, has a 150 GPH lift pump, and it did have an intake and it had this intercooler pipe on it, but I did a different intake, S&B filter, and all this stuff was painted orange at one point. This one kind of fell apart, so I sandblasted it, and we're actually ripping all of this stuff out, and we're going to be getting it all powder coated orange. Bunch of different parts too, not just the pipes this time. There's going to be a couple extra things. But yeah, the paint just didn't hold up the way I thought it would, and we're going to be cleaning up some wiring stuff and doing some wire loom, just cleaning up this thing. It's a little messy right now. It's still the middle of winter. I mean, you can see the truck's trashed. We're going to be getting her cleaned up today. I'll show you guys my technique. But for the spring, there's a lot of projects, and that's kind of why I took the opportunity to start this now, is I want to be filming these things for you guys to watch and learn a little bit, hopefully, for the projects that I have planned for this truck. I'm not going to get into too much of the details now, but yeah, there's a long road ahead. Eventually, you know, this is the first thing, is cleaning up this stuff and getting that done. But I do have some new ball joints, some new upper control arms, some tie rods. You know, we'll be going through the install on that and how much it helped. I'm going to talk a lot about painting because I've done a lot of my own painting. I did paint all the stuff on Mark's LB7. I did a lot on my red Dodge. I did some on my Ranger. And some of these things turned out really nice, but it's a lot of work. It takes up a tremendous amount of time. But again, I don't want to get into that right now. That's for another time. So right now, we're gonna start getting this thing washed. So as you guys can see here, this thing works pretty good for the most part. Gotta thank Mark Nicola and Greg A for that one. But anyway, let's take a look at this. See here? See how it's kind of uneven. These little jets, they get clogged so easy. So we're gonna take the jets out, blow some water through it, try and get any debris out of there, get it back together, and hopefully we'll be good. All right, guys. Like I was saying, you know, any little debris that may be from, you know, the inside rust on the, you know, the wand of the pressure washer, anything that goes down through here. These things are really small, so any little bit of debris clogs them up. So what I'm gonna do, I already did this once, but I should have done it a different way. So I'm gonna show you how I should have done it. We're gonna take all these out. If you have one of these, it's a 14mm socket. We're gonna oh, there we go. See if we can see this for you guys. You can kind of see through. But anyway, I mean, with your bare eye, you can look through. You can see how small it is. But anyway, all you do is you just blow some compressed air through these things and look through them with your eye into the light and make sure it's all cleared out. But then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have all of these out. I'm gonna hook it back up and we're gonna just blow some water through it, and then we'll tape these back up and test it out. What you were watching me just do there was scrape the Teflon tape, and this thing had some thread sealant on the threads when I bought it, and I had them out the first time. I didn't clean them very good. So that leaves a chance for when you put them back in for debris to go down in there. So I was scraping the jets off real good. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna use this here to go down in the threads there. Now we're gonna go run it. That's what it's supposed to look like. They were pretty clogged up. What I was doing is just, like I said, take some compressed air. Some of them you have to fight with a little bit, but we're gonna get these things taped back up. Quick tip when you do Teflon tape. I used to always try and hold the roll and wrap it, but now I just rip a little piece off for something like this. You just need a little bit. Always take it, and I usually have to sit here and think about it for a minute. It's weird. I'm sure some of you know my pain. But basically, you wanna have this stuff so it's going in the direction of the way you're tightening your threads, and always try and make sure it's as smooth as possible. It's actually a pretty finessing process. It's kind of annoying. Alright guys, so we got our tips back in here. We're gonna give this a shot. So what we're going to be doing here is getting this hot side intercooler pipe out. You have two clamps here, which mine are aftermarket, so they're 10mm, but the factory ones are 11. You see it down there, right there. That's what we're going to be getting out. It's a pretty tight fit. All right guys, so we're going to get this factory intercooler pipe back in. Like I said, the reason I'm putting that in is because all of this stuff in here is eventually gonna get ripped out and it's all gonna go get powder coated. And I really don't feel like cleaning that one up and fighting to put it back in when I have this one laying here. I'm gonna just put that back in and call it a day. All right guys, so we got the factory intercooler pipe back in here for the time being, but it raised some questions. That one went in pretty easy, it was pretty simple. Because this thing didn't fit very good. And like I said, this was kind of an off-brand. Up here, like I showed you, a lot of this is because of that boot. But down here, I noticed another one. And it has me a little bit concerned. So you can see here, it wore through pretty bad. To be completely honest, guys, like I said, this was an off-brand pipe. I tried to save a little money, but you know, if there's one thing I can tell you guys, man, you gotta watch doing the cheap stuff like this. I don't know, I might just end up doing the whole pipe because I need new clamps. All my clamps are shot. I already had to buy the boot. Kind of hinting to me that maybe I should just get the whole pipe and be done with it. So I don't know, we'll keep you guys updated. With that being said, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for the first video here on the new channel. I really appreciate you tuning in. And like I said, we're gonna have a lot of content coming your way, hopefully next weekend, with ripping more into these intake and intercooler pipes and some engine pieces, getting them sandblasted, ready to take down Innovative. I was gonna show you guys sandblasting that one we took out, but I don't even know if I'm gonna use it. I might just get an HSP pipe to just replace it. It'll already be painted, so I don't know, we'll decide. But we got a lot of plans for this truck coming, and I'm gonna hopefully bring you guys some pretty cool content from me and definitely some of my buddies and their builds and what they got going on. Do me a solid, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. That helps me out a lot, and stay tuned. We'll see you on the next one.